DevOps and CI-CD Part 16. This episode has 5 questions. For each question, take a moment to think through your own answer before I share a strong approach. Question 1. What are slim images? Here's a strong way to approach it. What are slim images? Slim images are lightweight versions of standard container images that remove unnecessary packages, documentation, localization files, and development tools while retaining the components needed to run applications. They are smaller than regular images but usually contain more utilities than distroless images. Example: standard image. From Python. 3.12 Slim image. From Python. 3.12 Slim standard versus Slim standard image. Runtime package manager. Documentation development tools. Extra libraries. Utilities. Slim image runtime. Essential libraries. Minimal utilities. Why use slim images? 1. Smaller size. Example: Python 3.12 900 MB plus Python 3.12 Slim 150 MB plus. Benefits: faster image pools, faster deployments, lower storage costs. 2. Reduced attack surface, fewer packages mean fewer packages, fewer vulnerabilities. Security scanners typically report fewer CVEs. 3. Better performance in CI or CD build, push, pull, deploy. Smaller images move through pipelines faster. Common slim images. Examples: Python 3.12 Slim, Node 24 Slim, Op-Eng 21 Slim, Debian Bookworm Slim. Example: Docker file standard. From Node 24 workdir or app copy. Run npm install cmd npm start. Slim. From Node 24 Slim workdir or app copy. Run npm install cmd npm start. Slim versus Alpine versus distroless. Feature: Slim, Alpine, distroless. Image size: small, very small, smallest shell available. Usually yes, yes, no. Package manager: yes, yes, no. Debugging: easy, easy, difficult. Security: good, better, best. Production ready: yes, yes, yes. When to use slim images? Check mark. Production applications? Check mark. CI or CD pipelines? Check mark. Microservices? Check mark. Applications needing package managers or shell access? Avoid if maximum security is required. Distroless may be better. Extremely small image size is required. Alpine or distroless may be preferred. Best practice: combine slim images with multi-stage builds. From Maven 3.9 as builder. Run MVN package. From Eclipse Temurin 21 JRE Slim copy. From equals builder target or app.jar entry point. Java jar app.jar. This produces smaller and more secure runtime images. Interview answer: 7+ years experience. Slim images are optimized versions of standard container images that remove non-essential components such as documentation, development tools, and extra packages while retaining the runtime dependencies required by the application. They offer a balance between image size, security, and operational convenience. Compared to full images, slim images reduce storage requirements, improve deployment speed, and decrease the attack surface, while still providing debugging capabilities and package management functionality. They are widely used in production environments and are often combined with multi-stage Docker builds to create efficient container images. Nice. Let's continue. Question 2. Explain image optimization. Here's a strong way to approach it. Explain image optimization. Image optimization is the process of creating smaller, secure, and efficient Docker images to improve build speed, deployment speed, storage usage, and security. Why is image optimization important? Benefits: faster image builds, faster image pulls and pushes, reduced storage costs, reduced network bandwidth, lower attack surface, faster container startup. 1. Use lightweight base images instead of. From Ubuntu 24.04 use. From Alpine 3.22 or from Node 24 Slim. Smaller base images reduce overall image size. 2. Use multi-stage builds. Bad. From Maven 3.9 copy. Run MVN package. Build tools remain in the final image. Good. From Maven 3.9 as builder copy. Run MVN package. From Eclipse Temurin 21 JRE Slim copy. From equals builder target or app.jar only the application artifact is copied to the final image. 3. Reduce Docker layers. Bad. Run apt-get update. Run apt-get install y-curl. Run apt-get clean. Good. Run apt-get update and the exact commands and code are in the written question bank. Great. Moving on. Question 3. What is entry point? Here's a strong way to approach it. What is entry point? Entry point is a Docker file instruction that defines the main executable that will always run when a container starts. It specifies the container's primary process syntax: exec form, recommended, entry point, ginks, g, daemon off, shell form entry point ginks, g daemon off. The exec form is preferred because it handles signals properly and works better with container lifecycle management. Example Docker file, from Ubuntu, 24.04 entry point, echo, run, docker run my image hello docker output. Hello Docker arguments provided at runtime are appended to the entry point command entry point versus cmd Docker file, entry point, echo cmd hello, run, docker run my image output, hello run, docker run my image docker output, docker here, entry point equals fixed executable, echo, cmd equals default arguments, hello, how they work together entry point Java, jar cmd app jar, when container starts, Java, jar app jar override cmd. Docker run my image new app jar result, Java jar new app jar override entry point use, Docker run, entry point or bin or bash my image. This replaces the Docker file entry point. Common use cases Java application entry point, Java, jar, app jar, Python application entry point, Python, app py, ginks entry point, ginks, g, daemon off, best practices checkmark use exec form, cmd, arg. Checkmark keep entry point for the main application. Checkmark use cmd for default arguments. Checkmark ensure the main process runs in the foreground. Interview answer, 7+ years experience. Entry point is a Docker file instruction that defines the primary executable that runs when a container starts. Unlike cmd, which provides default arguments, entry point specifies the fixed command that should always be executed. Runtime arguments passed to Docker run are appended to the entry point command unless explicitly overridden using the entry point option. In production containers, entry point is commonly used to launch the main application process, such as a Java jar, Python application, or web server. Alright, next question. Question 4. Explain CMD in Docker. Here's a strong way to approach it. What is CMD in Docker? CMD is a Docker file instruction that specifies the default command or arguments to run when a container starts. If the user does not provide a command during Docker run, Docker executes the CMD instruction syntax exec form, recommended CMD ginks, g, daemon off, shell form CMD ginks, g daemon off, example Docker file, from Ubuntu, 24.04 CMD echo, hello world, build, Docker build t my image, run. Docker run my image output, hello world overriding cmd Docker file, cmd echo, hello world, run, Docker run my image docker output, Docker the command provided at runtime replaces the cmd with entry point Docker file, entry point Java, jar cmd app jar, container starts as, Java jar app jar override cmd, Docker run my image new app jar result, Java, jar new app jar here. Entry point equals fixed command cmd equals default argument rules of cmd. Only the last cmd instruction in a Docker file is used. Example, cmd echo, first cmd echo, second, output, second cmd versus entry point feature cmd entry point purpose default command or arguments main executable can be overridden yes not easily runtime arguments replace cmd appended to entry point typical usage default options main. Application process common examples ginks cmd ginks, g, daemon off, Python cmd Python, app py, Node.js cmd Node, server.js, best practice for production applications, entry point Java, jar, cmd app jar, this keeps, application executable fixed runtime arguments flexible interview answer, 7+ years experience. CMD is a Docker file instruction that defines the default command or arguments executed when a container starts. If no command is provided during container execution, Docker runs the CMD instruction. CMD can be overridden at runtime and is commonly used to specify default parameters for an application. When used together with entry point defines the executable while CMD supplies the default arguments. This combination provides flexibility and is a common pattern in production container images. Let's keep going. Question 5. Difference between CMD and entry point? Here's a strong way to approach it. Difference between CMD and entry point. Both CMD and entry point define what runs when a Docker container starts, but they serve different purposes. Feature CMD entry point purpose provides default command or arguments defines the main executable mandatory no easily overridden yes no requires entry point Runtime arguments replace CMD appended to entry point. Typical use default parameters. Main application CMD example Docker file. From Ubuntu CMD echo. Hello. Run. Docker run my image output. Hello override. Docker run my image Docker output. Docker the runtime command completely replaces CMD entry point example Docker file. From Ubuntu entry point. Echo. Run. Docker run my image hello output. Hello run. Docker run my image Docker output. Docker the runtime argument is appended to the entry point command CMD plus entry point together Docker file. Entry point Java. Jar CMD app jar. Run. Docker run my image executed command. Java jar app jar override CMD. Docker run my image new app jar executed command. Java jar new app jar entry point stays fixed. CMD changes overriding entry point Docker file. Entry point Java. Jar. Run. Docker run. Entry point or bin or bash my image entry point is completely replaced. Real world usage CMD only CMD ginks. G. Daemon off. Suitable when users may want to run different commands. Entry point plus CMD entry point. Python CMD app py. Default. Python app py override. Docker run my image test py result. Python test py interview answer. 7+ years experience. CMD and entry point are Docker file instructions used to define container startup behavior. Entry point specifies the main executable that always runs when the container starts, while CMD provides default arguments or a default command. Runtime arguments replace CMD but are appended to entry point. When used together, entry point defines the fixed application executable and CMD supplies configurable default parameters. This combination is commonly used in production images because it provides both consistency and flexibility. On to the next one. That wraps up this episode. Nice work practicing, and see you in the next one.